Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. It honestly, to tell you the truth, it was the same conversation that Brooke and Taylor had yesterday. It was the exact same conversation. Um, Nothing really came from it except for Brooke was like, "I'm gonna fight for my marriage, and at the end of the day, he's still gonna be mine." Blah 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 blah. Now she goes home, and Deacon comes in. And I mean, like, he just walks right on in, doesn't knock or anything. I don't understand that. Do you people just like not like lock their doors or anything like that? And here's the thing: even if she didn't knock, even if she didn't lock her door, the fact that Deacon is just so comfortable just walking on in, like, bro, are you kidding me? So he walks in, and at this point, he's talking to her, and I'm kind of confused. Like, you come in there, you are you snitch to saying you're sorry about what's going on with her, and as far as how she's feeling, and that she should be treasured, this, that, and the third. And the thing that was so confusing to me, well, not really confusing to me, but just more, I don't know how to put it. You go on a Ridge, and you're snitcher trying to get Ridge to take Brooke back. And of course, Ridge, well, he pretty much acts like Ridge. Y'all get into an argument, go back and forth, and you go to Brooke, and at this point, you're just like, he makes a play for her. So, I mean, granted, I get that he only did that because Hulk asked. But how do you think that your daughter's going to feel when you're back at her place making a play for, her mother after she literally asked you to try to get, my mom's marriage back on track? Like, how's that going to work? How are you going to explain that one? And that's what he does. Now, Hope kind of realizes, she's talking to Liam. She's like, yeah, it was probably a mistake what I did, right? And Liam was like, well, I mean, your heart was in the right place, but yeah, I don't really know what good can come from it. So Hope goes over there. And, at this point, again, I said this yesterday, is that you got these kids that are literally trying to meddle and interfere with their parents' relationships. And I get it, for plot purposes, it is what it is. But in reality, it's like, what are y'all doing? You got Steffi that's not there trying to keep coaxing her dad to go back to her mom. You got Hope that's not there trying to get her dad to try to, save her mom's relationship. And now she's going over there. She's trying to talk to Rich. And I'm like, what are you doing? I get that she wants to try to help. And, when she does get over there, she does apologize for her part in it. As far as like wanting a relationship with her dad so much that, in some ways it kind of compromised her mother's relationship with Rich. So she does apologize for that. But, then she's all like, oh, you need to fight for her. You need to fight for her. This is something that's always just kind of pissed me off. Um, is those type of situations when, how do I sit there and put it? I've seen a lot of these movies sometimes where, the dad gets I don't know, they're heartbroken by their wife. And you always have like the teenage daughter that be like, well, why didn't you sit there and fight for mom? And it's like, whoa, 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 sweetheart, she's the one that left him. Why is it his job to sit there and fight for her? Like, why is it Rich's job to sit there and fight for Brooke when Brooke was the one that stepped out on Reg? Like, how does that work? And it's not like this is the first time that she's done that. So the fact that Hope was like, well, why don't you sit there and fight for her? I'm like, I'm just going to sit there and chalk this up to another one of your little crackhead moments. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chalk this up to another one of your little crackhead moments, like, well, you being there. And, Rich is not even upset with her. Rich is like, yo, listen, I get it. You're a loving daughter. It's not there trying to look out for your mother. I'm not mad at that. But he's like, yo, I'm done. The same thing when he said to Deacon, he was like, yo, I need stability. I'm not going to sit there and keep going back and forth with her. I mean, Deacon did have kind of a point like, bro, you moved on really fast. You just, ran to Taylor the minute things went sideways. He was like, yo, listen, you fight for your marriage. You fight to make your marriage work, and you talk it out and you work it out. You don't just sit there and just run into the arms of another woman. And I'm like, he has a point. I mean, I get it. Ridge is upset. He's upset with him, and it's kind of hard to sit there and see that. What he's sitting there saying. But I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple of times when he was sitting there talking about that, and Ridge did kind of stop for a minute, like, I know I'm upset with him, but he does have some valid points. I think it's one of those things where it's like he could have came in there, been elking as hell, said all the right things, and it wouldn't matter because, well, one, plot, and two, he's already made his decision to be with Taylor. I feel like at this point, any sort of course correction or trying to change courses will probably do more harm than good. Because it's not even so much about, oh, you're going to sit there and break Taylor's heart. No, you're going to sit there and break your kids' hearts as well. So that's kind of not really an option at that point. I don't know what the hell's going on with Finn's character, but it's like, I felt like they only brought him in there so that way he could sit there and do a shirtless scene. That's it. That's pretty much the only reason why I felt like that they brought him in there. Because they were about to sit there and, start playing mattress tag, but Stephanie was like, my mom could sit there and walk in at any minute. And I'm like, well, yeah, but, I mean, that's kind of, you know, kind of what it is at this point. Um, Yeah, Stephanie does sit there and talk about the things that she likes about her parents or whatever. But again, I felt like Finn was just there for a few seconds and like just to collect the paycheck, and that was about it. So awesome. Now Taylor did get in, and Stephanie knows that Taylor is kind of in the mood, a little kind of off or whatever. So she asks, and Taylor's like, "Yeah, I talked to Brooke, and there's nothing they're talking about Brooke." And there's one point in the beginning where Steffi was like, it's a dream come true that you guys are back together, and Taylor's like, that's the thing about dreams. Eventually, you have to wake up, and like reality kind of sets in. Like, just because it's a nice little thought, in reality, there's a lot more at play. But I'm also kind of sitting there looking at this whole thing with Taylor. I'm like, Taylor, I mean, she says she doesn't really have a lot of expectations. Let's be honest. This man has not even signed his divorce papers yet. And, you've been in love with him forever, and apparently no other guy has ever been able to compete on his level, and blah, 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 blah. But, boo, if you get hurt, this is on you. You know damn well that he is still married, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like there's some time that passed between where it's like he can have somewhat of a fresh start with you. It's like he literally went from Brooke to Taylor, or from to you. So if you're worried about being on shaky ground, or if you don't know if this is gonna last forever, this is kind of on you. You know. I can't believe this show has been on for 35 years. Um, I think about a lot of the other stuff like Passions and As the World Turns and stuff like that, and I mean they've been on the air for a long time as well. And I always sit there and wonder, like, when you see some of these soap operas that are still on today, you always sit there and kind of wonder how did they surpass? How did they surpass the shows that happened before them? You know, I remember one time I was sitting there looking earlier. I think it was like a couple years ago. I was like, where's As the World Turns? Because I remember that show used to come on. I think like around 10:30. It was early. It was kind of one of those morning shows. It was like, damn, why did this show come on so damn early for? Um, but yeah, let me just double check my notes. Hmm. I wonder what they're gonna do with Finn's character at this point. I really do. Remember him? He was slightly upset with his dad because his dad lied to him. Remember that whole storyline? It was almost like we just kind of just said, "Well, what happened to that?" I wonder what's going on with that. I wonder what's going on with the actor because I feel like he has not been in the show for that long. Like he hasn't been around lately, and it's all kind of weird. Um, I mean, same thing with Liam as well, but sometimes you just kind of wonder, like, what's going on with some of these characters. I mean, I remember when Wyatt and Flo was on this show, um, and then I come back and they're not there, and of course Denise Richards' character isn't there. And when are they actually going to start talking about Quinn and Eric and Donna? Like, when is that stuff going to start to go into play? Because I felt like that was going on for a little bit, and then nothing, like nothing at all. I don't know. I guess I was on Instagram and I saw Quinn and Eric, and they was that this was on the guy that plays Eric. This was on his page. He was like, yes or no, whatever. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, does it really matter? But more to the point, are we actually going to see these characters again? Like, because that was kind of a storyline that just like that was not there anymore. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.